On the weekly chart, we're going to take a look at Boeing here. You can see long term, we had this long descending wedge in here that we finally broke out from here just about a month or so ago. You had that lower trend line in here just bounce right off. The stock bounced right off of that right at the beginning of April there with all that volatility kicking in. And now we're going to consolidate up here and try to reset this RSI a little bit. We are never technically above 70, so it's really not technically overbought, but it's still a little high up here. So consolidation coming here on the weekly chart to kind of reset that RSI, bring it down to closer to a neutral would be good before we start working our way up or kind of coming back down. Now, support and resistance wise, what are we looking at? Well, really, it's going to be 216 and then this 196 area. Those are going to be the areas that we need to really keep an eye on and before we can kind of consider this breaking either way. We did trade in around a $12 channel this past week. So you had a high low up to 12 to around 200. So obviously that 200 would be a nice psychological support, but really we like the 196 in here better because if we do get below that, then we know, hey, guess what? We're heading back down to either this 185 or the 200 or 9-day EMA in here, whichever one of those do come first. Support wise, or I'm sorry, resistance wise above that 216, we're going to take nice whole numbers on the way up. We're going to be looking at 220. We're going to be looking at 230, 240 before we get all the way up here to these highs that we had back in December of last year, which were right around that 265 area. If we go into the daily chart, you can kind of get a better look of the volatility, or I guess lack thereof, for the past 3 weeks. You can see, as we mentioned, we got a whole lot of nothing, a little consolidating up here. RSI is super overbought on the daily. So we need some consolidation. We'll take a little breather up here to kind of reset that. And then that's exactly what we're trying to do in here. We had a battle in here on the 9-day EMA for the past week or so, finally breached above that on Thursday, had that big rip in there, about $11 high to low. And then on Friday's trading session, obviously, you just had a $3 move in here, and we actually closed the day right around 86 cents. Lower than that previous day's trading session. Now, because of this contraction that we had up here, I'm sorry, the consolidation that we had up here, a contraction in IV did happen, and that's why your IV rank is so low right now. It is at 4. Your IV percentile is basically below 50. So right now, we're looking right around a $5 expected move by this coming Friday. Following Friday, right around an $8 expected move. If you go all the way out to your June monthlies, right around a $10 expected move is what everybody is pricing in currently here for Boeing. So again, what are we going to look at as our major supports and resistances? We're going to zoom out to that weekly chart once more. We're going to be looking at that 216 up here and that 196 below the 196, the 200 or that 9-day EMA, whichever one of those do come first above the 216, 220, 230. Nice whole numbers on our way up. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.